Everybody, so welcome back. I'm Cassidy the Cardslinger, and today we're going to be looking at the Medieval Scapini Tarot. This is the edition that comes with the book. It has a, it's a big two-part edition. It has the deck and the book, which I'll show a little bit later. This is the deck and book set. It also comes just as the deck itself. I do recommend getting it with the book if you can, because you typically can't find a book on its own once you get the deck, but I think the book is definitely worth getting. These cards are fantastic. I've done quite a few readings with them, and I don't even know how to describe it. It's almost like in part it mixes some Rider-Waite symbolism with Marseille style and almost traditional cartomancy reading. So you'll see what I mean. These cards are absolutely beautiful. So this is what the back looks like, completely reversible. Thank you very much. And the major cards as well as the court cards all have a kind of metallic gold sheen in the background. I hope that's coming through without the light. Yeah, and then all the pip cards have a, which we'll go through after, have a white. This is all a very like creamy yellow off-white background sort of thing. So I mean, yeah, let's just go ahead and take a look at the cards. So this is really a great fool. We've got the, I don't know if this is like a little tiny lion attacking the fool with his thigh-high socks on, floating on water. It's very cool. It's a very different type of fool than just a traditional Rider-Waite, because he's not about to go off a cliff. He's already got this guy, teeth deep into his thigh. Yeah, and I mean, just overall, the imagery here has so much to go off of. I really like this magician as well. This one's almost sort of more similar to the traditional Marseille style magician. This is one of my, if not my very most favorite Popist High Priestess cards ever. I mean, just look, I got the rainbow behind her. Oh, it's so pretty. And our Empress. And as you can see too, like the details in the bottom of the card, like you can work with just the major archetype themes if that's what you like to look at. But if you go through, like there's all of these additional little scenes going on below her here. And I really like, oh, just there's so much detail in each of these cards. It's a really, really fantastic deck. This is also very cool with the Emperor. We've got like the winds blowing here. This is a volcano erupting. We have like a tower moment happening here where the tower is on fire. And here we have a shipwreck, which is all sitting underneath the Emperor's throne, which is, I mean, take that as you will, but I just think that's so cool. And the Pope, which we don't have. Well, I guess we do, actually. We've got two little people down here, but they're not quite as big and pronounced. And again, there's all of these other little people going on here. And I mean, check this Pope out. He's got a hand tattoo. Or maybe it's a glove. I'm not sure either way. But it could be our first tattooed Pope. Here is the Lovers. And I really like what they did with this card. Because you can see they're literally coming from two different worlds. Like they're dressed very differently. You can see kind of their backgrounds, where they both come from, is very different. So that's kind of just an extra bit of symbolism that comes. Oh, and I don't think I said who the author is. Oops. Let's see. This is done by Luigi Scapini. So this is the Medieval Scapini Tarot. And I do believe he wrote both the, well, he did the art for the deck, and I do believe he wrote the book as well. No, he didn't. Sorry, Ronald Decker wrote the book. Yes, okay, there we go. The Chariot. I really like this Chariot card as well. We've got like, they're kind of just flying, soaring over the whole town, Kind of reminds you of the end of Grease when they like fly off in the car a little bit. And Justice. Very, very cool. Like, we've got the what's this, horse guy kind of behind her curtain, but sitting over her head. The I guess, action side of Justice. This is the Hermit. I really love this card. And this actually came up in the reading that we did for the full moon in Cancer happening on the end of January 2021. If you're watching this before that, go check that video out. But I love that he's got kind of like the stoplight lantern thing. He's also floating on water. There's a whole bunch of extra stuff going on down in the bottom here. Wheel of Fortune, which is really cool. We see someone actually turning the wheel, and she's got the blindfold on. And again, we've got all these people down here in the water, kind of drowning, which we do see come up again in the death card here, which I will just show quickly. Parallel between those two. And force or strength, which is cool because we've got another figure in the back. Who knows what that guy's up to? He looks like he's on fire. Very cool. The Hanged Man. Again, like, you can just see so much extra detail that can, you know, pull out and be useful in a reading. This is what I call the sassy death card. So we have the death skeleton as Shiva, and it's really cool. We've got almost like this backbone scythe, I guess. And this is cool because the artist, Luigi Scapini, this is, I believe, a picture of himself. He drew his own head in the bottom of the card, which I think is just amazing. And it's cool, you know, you've got different hand signals going up. This one's doing like the, you know, rock sign. We've got this one doing, I don't know, this, is that benediction? Yeah, symbol. Just the hand up. You know, are we getting flipped off there a little bit? Who knows? Very cool. And beautiful temperance. And it's cool because we see kind of like this. I don't know if that's, I think that's the moon pouring into a lion type creature. And like, I hope you can see, like, when the light catches it, it just kind of really lights up these cards. I love that metallic, I did call it an underlay of sorts in the card. It just gives it so much extra shine. Check out this devil card. This is so cool because the people that are, you know, quote, captured are kind of just like jamming out and rocking. And this is a very like lively and happy card. I mean, they've got hooves themselves. It doesn't seem so much like a bondage type situation as you normally see with the devil. Look at this tower. This is one of my very most favorite cards in this deck, and probably one of my favorite towers ever. Oh, it's so pretty. Also, the moon is one of my favorites when we get to the star, which is really beautiful because we don't have much going on up here. We do kind of in the background, but it's really focused on her pouring of the water in two different directions. I just love her expression here. It says so much. Check out this moon card. Isn't that freaking spectacular? That is just, wow. And we do still have, you know, our, I don't remember what kind of dog this is. It's like that Egyptian crap. I can't remember what this is called, but it's like that Egyptian type dog. And then we've got the more rabid wolf going here. The massive crustacean. I think this is a lobster here. But just, oh, that card is so dreamy. The sun, we have our six-pack baby here. I really like this as well. Just kind of how he's holding up the sun on this beautiful rearing horse, which this horse is also pretty jacked. So lots to look at there. This judgment is really neat because it's got like the really old kind of gray man, you know, praying to the angel. And we got this guy in the middle. But who knows what's going on with her? Is she upset? Is she worried? Is she concerned that the person here hasn't popped out yet? We still got some hands showing up here, reaching out. And our beautiful world card. Gorgeous. Which we actually have the globe right down here, which is a really neat addition. Cool, so those are our majors. Now let's take a look at the batons, or wands, or clubs. Now the aces in this deck are among my very most favorite. I mean, they're so ornate. There's so much going on in them. In fact, let me just actually show all of the aces here quickly, because I think this will be, I hope I can do this as a side-by-side. So there's our Ace of Cups, Ace of Swords. Can I get all these in one shot? Ace of Coins and Ace of Wands. I mean, just, oh, they're so gorgeous. And I love how they've got all the spades here, kind of like I said, that traditional cartomancy blending in, I guess. And then we have, yeah, the wands, the coins. Oh, it's just, these are so excellent. Okay, let me pop these back over here. All right. So, suit of wands. This is our Ace of Wands. These cute little, I don't know, gremlin-y type figures. I haven't gone through and reading the entire book yet, but it's very interesting what this book has to say. And it's, like you can see, it's not traditional Rider-Waite style at all, but there are definitely Rider-Waite elements in this deck when you find your reading with it. So the Three of Wands, you know, everybody climbing up onto this big old mountainous structure thing. I love this Four of Wands. That's just so pretty and cute. I think it's the Nine of Wands. It's also really colorful. We shall get there. This Five of Wands is quite interesting because it's not your traditional everybody necessarily fighting. Maybe those two guys are. I mean, this guy could be getting bonked on the head. I don't know. I don't really get fighty vibes from this card so much as I do in traditional Five of Wands. This Six of Wands is very cool as well because everybody just has so their own different story. You know, everybody is just dressed so differently. It's very vibrant and colorful, this deck. Our Seven of Wands, again, like we've got tennis racket player, this jester, this maybe princess type lady. It's a very diverse cast, shall we say, are in this. This is very cool because it almost shows like the phases of, quote, falling in love maybe. We've got the chase or the young kids happening here, and then I don't even know what's going on there. And but you know, just the different the different phases, and whatever catches your eye in the reading can be the message that you're wanting to come forth. Yeah, this is the Nine of Wands. Look how pretty this is. Oh, it's so cool. I mean, you know how different people deal with stress. With this guy snoozing, this guy maybe, you know, not being able to sleep. This guy looks kind of pissed. This one's drinking himself. This one hasn't started drinking yet. You know, it's very, I love this card. It's so pretty. And this Ten of Wands, which I think I read in the book, is about more like we've got these people kind of coming through town. They're maybe, you know, not exactly from there. These people all look like they might be ready to either judge them or, you know, jump out and beat them. Who knows what they're doing? But it's yeah, it's a cool spin on that like big amount of work that you normally see with the Rider-Waite style, and the donkeys or horses or mules are really weighed down. Okay, and our beautiful Page of Wands. I love this little like flower he's got on his toque there, and he has like an actual lion pelt hanging over him. This Knight of Wands is really, really cool. I mean, he's not even looking at you, which is fantastic. Also looks pretty fit, you know, has his arm around this wand and this big, I don't know, instrument of sorts. And you got all these people lined up. I don't know, are they coming to see him? Is he, you know, the next show? Super beautiful. We got our Queen of Wands here. I love her. You know, doesn't she look so sweet and kind compared to like a normal Queen of Wands who would be, I don't know, she strikes me as a little less materialistic perhaps, or a little less vain. She just has such a kind and sweet face. And look, she's got a little orange kitty falling asleep in her lap. And then she's got, you know, big orange kitty as the as the rug underneath her feet. So, you know, the hypocrite side can still be alive and well there. And our King of Wands, which is cool. He's got the, I don't know if this is a grill or something at his feet, and the candle, and yeah, I mean, just looking like a pretty badass fella. All right, let's move on to the coins. Here we are again, our Ace of Coins. We got so much going on here. It's just, yeah, each of these cards is a lot to work with. And our Two of Coins, which is interesting. You know, you have that mirrored thing. You know, you also see all this stuff going on here and up here as well. With the Suit of Coins in particular is a very interesting imagery, because on a lot of the coins, they all have their own scenery type thing going on. This is another card that came up in that reading with a very cool message, so I recommend checking that video out. But yeah, it's very cool. So here, okay, the Four of Coins, it's neat. So we've got like this swan, we have this caged cat, we have, you know, this big safe structure, or maybe it's a confining structure, the traditional maybe person hanging on to something. You know, there's just a lot in each of these cards. And these still have that metallic bit too in the backgrounds, but not in the whole background like the majors did. The Five of Coins, I mean, is she not interested? Who knows? But I mean, look how disastrous we see in all these coins. Like this is, I don't know, a couple of hands squishing something that's on fire, buildings falling apart. This looks like a tsunami, fire tsunami that's about to go over the town. And this is a massive wind, tornado, hurricane type situation. It's interesting. It's very interesting what you end up seeing in these cards. Six of Coins. So this one in particular I thought was very cool, because this is, you know, our traditional Rider-Waite Six of Coins with the person giving money to someone else and holding the scales. But then we have this person, like, I don't know, are you hanging on to your money? This person may be living lavishly. This person who's got nothing in his pockets. You know, did you go from here to here, here to here, here to there? I don't know. It's just very, very neat. 7 of coins, which is cool because they took kind of a gambling road here. And our 8 of coins, which is very cool because it's, you know, it's got the work of a child and the work of going up a ladder and painting and all of these, again, all of these different elements in all of the coins. The coin suit particularly gives you a lot to work with. This is cool because as you see here, here's our traditional Rider-Waite lady of our 9 of coins. All these coins have the same picture in them. And then we've got this beautiful pathway, and this person all in dark and then heading towards the storm. And this fella, I don't know, he looks like a trustworthy, kind individual, and there's a nice engagement ring, perhaps, of sorts down at the bottom there. And this 10 of coins, which I think is really beautiful. Very safe and structured and elaborate and lovely. Okay, and our page of coins with his enormous hat. Kind of looking like the magician, you know, you're getting the magician hat vibes from him. Our Knight of Coins, which I mean, our Knight of Wands wasn't looking at us either, but this guy's like totally not interested. Queen of Coins, she's so beautiful. And our King of Coins, which I mean, he's a cool looking dude. Look at all of his baskets. Jewels and crowns and money and more jewels and pearls and bars of gold. Just fantastic. All right, let's take a look at the suit of swords. Again, here's our ace, which I love the spades up here. And yeah, it's great. All right, 2 of swords. This one, when I first got this deck, I was super confused. I'm like, 2 of swords? That's like, don't talk to me. You know, time to not negotiate. But in this one, you can almost say it's kind of completely the opposite in some ways. But I mean, it's cool. He's got the snake on his hat. He's got the fox on his hat, which like, are you a snake? And you're like as sly as a fox. I mean, perhaps this is just a deal that you wouldn't trust at all, even though they are shaking hands. Okay, the 3 of swords. Now this is one I wanted to read out of the book, actually, what was written. Because when I looked at this, reading what the book had to say actually made this card make a lot of sense for me, but I didn't get it immediately. So this is from the book. And so the book itself doesn't necessarily have, oh dear, did I just move my page? Nope. It doesn't necessarily have a big page of like what each card means, but it tells you a bit of the story and the history if it's linked to anything. And then it does offer some keywords, and there's a whole bunch of stuff in the beginning of the book. Just really great content. It's got different ways of reading. It has Tree of Life associations. Anyway, so I'm just going to quickly read here what it says about this 3 of swords. So it says, the number 3 expresses developments or processes. It also relates to the parts of the soul, rational, spirited, and appetitive, each associated with its own virtue and vice. 3 swords form a platform from which a disgruntled family views the departed youth. Disgruntled family up top, and here's our disgruntled youth. Disgruntled family, sorry, not the youth. He is the prodigal son departing for a life of indulgence. He plans to enjoy money and sex, shown in his baggage as coin and nude women. So you can see here he's got this big bag of coins, and here we got this naked lady on the front of that bag. His prospects are doubtful. The feather in his cap forms a question mark, and his cane has a carved skull that bodes ill. Even the pig disapproves of the young man. The pig foreshadows the prodigal's future, in which he will be reduced to foraging for food in a pigsty. The young man's folly is emphasized by the sword hilts, which depicts fools originating in old tarot. It says the multicolored fool from the Tarot de Marseille, the golden one from the Coleoni Morgan Tarot, and the silver one from the so-called Tarocchi di Mantegna. There we go. To this card, the golden dot attributes Saturn in the 2nd decan of Libra, an air sign. Air is the element of this suit. Saturn is a baleful planet able to promote antisocial behavior. Anyway, so I just thought that was very cool how it gave that aspect of you know, traditional 3 of swords, heartbreak, sorrow, you know, and just like the details from that, the question mark and the skull and the, you know, things that I wouldn't have probably seen had I not had the book. So this is why I recommend really grabbing the book when you buy this deck if you want to pick it up. Here is our Four of Swords. You know, he's got his nice little teepee, I guess, here. Five of Swords, which is interesting. We've got all these like different demon creatures on the top of each of the sword hilts. This guy down here with his hookah. Six of Swords, you know, getting knocked off your high horse. And the Seven of Swords. This is neat as well. Still kind of getting those maybe traditional Seven of Swords vibe, like all these different women up here. What is he doing? I don't know if he looks super trustworthy, perhaps. What's he doing? You know, we got the Maleficent colored raven here. Setting fire to the big gavel, you know, the justice hammer thing that the judges use. Our Eight of Swords, which is interesting because we've got that, you know, literally him surrounded by swords. Then we got someone here writing. Super interesting. Nine of Swords. Oh, look at this poor guy's face. And the Ten of Swords, which is very cool because we see these three women. This one is bawling. This one is, you know, hands up, one in her mouth, giving up. And then this one is quite literally crying tears and bits of blood in there too. It's a pretty brutal card. You can see all of these swords on their hilt have blood on their bits of the ends of their dagger. Page of Swords. There's our black cat, which is awesome. Kind of get like Sultan vibes from him, but he's very cool. Here's our Knight of Swords, which is, you know, super vibrant and awesome. I think that's a really great Knight of Swords. Kind of charging at you. And this Queen of Swords, I think she's fantastic. I know I've already said my favorite Queen of Swords was from this low tarot, but she's up there. I mean, oh, she looks so badass. Sitting up on her little cliff thing. And look at, we've literally got like witches. These like naked ladies on brooms flying behind her. Very cool. And our King of Swords. Which is neat because they have like these cherry blossoms all around his feet. That's very cool. Okay, and last but not least, let's take a look at the Suit of Cups. Ooh, Ace of Cups is so beautiful. All the fruit and just, it's so nice. And our Two of Cups. You're thinking, oh, isn't this so sweet? And it is down here, but then like, what's going on up here? There is someone, this fella may be trying to go after her and she's bawling. And then what's going on here? It's like a devil person trying to attack a woman. So it's like, is this their past? Is this the future of these two? I don't know. Still a lot going on here. And again, we've got the lion on this side and the double snakes over here. Three of Cups. Fantastic. Very luscious card. And our Four of Cups. And much like I said with the coins, where there's different things going on in the coins, much is the same in the Cups cards as well. This Five of Cups is like very sad. You know, this older person lying in bed. This guy may be writing the will. You know, this person's sad. This one's telling this one to not look or poke at her or whatever. Or him, whoever's laying in the bed. Very interesting take on the Five of Cups. Now this is interesting. This is a Six of Cups and the Seven of Cups. So much going on both of these cards. Whereas the Seven of Cups has a central figure, and we do see like the, you know, the clouds with the water and the stone and the, you know, a bunch of different types of cups. These two, at first when I looked at them, you know, if I didn't have that immediately written on the bottom, I was kind of counting cups. But this is, you know, really, really cool. All the different things going on here. And the Eight of Cups. Which again, we kind of see that love story, but with so much going on around them. Nine of Cups. Very lovely. And the 10 of Cups. Which this is cool, because in, you know, the traditional Marseille decks, how you have the 9 cups in the upright, you know, pointing up, and then the 1 cup tipped over. So it's cool how that's still here. And all the cups kind of make this big, beautiful city type thing. It's very nice. Our Page of Cups. I mean, this is really cool. Check that out. I love that color combination. It looks so good. Knight of Cups. Oh, this is Rasputin, actually, which is hilarious. You know, the lover of the Russian queen and all that. I was looking at it, I'm like, why does that look so familiar? And that's actually in the book. I was like, that's fantastic. And the Queen of Cups, anyone recognize her? Birth of Venus. She's so beautiful. I love that Queen of Cups. Oh, she's so nice. And last but not least, our King of Cups, which has a little lady in the background. Great. So yeah, this is a quick look at this deck. I really like it. It reads really, really well. Every time I've picked it up, I haven't had a problem just picking it up and reading with it right away, even when I first got it. And like I said, I haven't even had a chance to go through the book in its entirety yet. But it's, yeah, it's a really good size deck. It's pretty, I'd say the cards are a little bit bigger than your standard Rider-Waite. The cardstock is actually fantastic. It's bendable, but like really quite durable. And it's got that kind of glossy finish on it, which you could probably see. It's the light kind of picking it up like that. So yeah, anyways, do you guys have this deck? Send me a comment below. Let me know what you think about it, because I really like it, and I'd love to see what anybody else uses it for. If you find it suits itself well for particular readings, or yeah, what has your experience been with it? Or if there's any other insights on any of the cards you want to share. We'd love to hear from you. Great, so thanks again for tuning in, everybody, and have a wonderful rest of your day.